Hi guys, I am Dallas Christopher and welcome to our the first international virtual hair show today. I am so super excited to be with you guys and being able to share some information with you. We're going to be doing a great class, so before we get into that class today, let me introduce you to some wonderful people I have with me. First, I want to introduce the beautiful lady I have right here, this gorgeous, gorgeous young lady. Her name is Destiny, our model, Destiny. Hi, Destiny. Hi. Next, I do have my assistant, my right-hand man. He's like my son in the industry, Marcus. Hello, Marcus.
Hi. How are you?
Yes, wonderful. So I have these guys with me, and we're going to be doing a tape-in installation of some hair extensions today. We're going to be using private label extensions, and we're going to do a great technique today. But before we get into it, let me give you a little bit of a detail about what we're doing. A couple of things with that. There's so many techniques out there. There is putting on wigs, there is micro links, there is eye links, there is Cara links, there is so many techniques that are out there. But the one technique we're going to focus on today is tape-ins, one that people kind of miss on that. And so I want to introduce this to some people and just kind of reintroduce it to others. All right, so the first thing we want to talk about is consultation, installation. We're going to talk about the tape-ins. We're going to talk about the removal, the refresher, some post-care, and some pricing. So let's continue with this, guys, because I know you're ready for it. Now, the question you want to ask yourself, what's in it for me as a hairstylist? Well, we're going to generate increased revenue. We're going to expand your clientele because, hey, you might have to do more people. We're going to enhance your guest look, Destiny's look. And then it is the best no chemical color service. So that means you can add some color without actually doing the chemical service. So she doesn't have to really commit to it at that point. Now, with this in this consultation, there's a couple of things that you want to focus on, guys. And a few things you want to focus on is hair texture and density. You want to check the crown and the edges, because you want to make sure that it has that density or that texture there. You want to make sure that that density is there, that you can support what you're doing. You want to check the integrity of the hair. I want to make sure that Destiny's hair can support the weight of the extension I'm going to be placing into her head. And then what I want to do is check the texture and formation. I want to make sure that I know what her texture and formation is for this particular technique, because I need to know if she's either going to be curly, if she's straight, or if she's wavy, because for this technique, these are the textures or the formations you need to have. Is the curly, the straight, or the wavy. It can't be extra curly, and the reason why is because you need to have something that if you're blow drying, if you can get that hair straight with just a blow dryer without using that smoothing iron on it, then you're good. But if you're gonna need that smoothing iron, it's now gonna compromise the integrity of that tape. Okay, again, checking the density. I'm gonna turn her just a second. You can see that Destiny has complete density that's in her hair. She has a bunch of hair, right? But today we wanna focus on a couple other things, and that's what our goal assessment would be. The goal assessment would be our length and fullness, or if we wanna add some color. And we're gonna do all that for her today, okay? We want to give her the assessment of, I'm going to put a little bit more weight on this side to really give her that fullness to match with her back. And then we want to have some volume that's happening that's right here. And at the same time, it's 20 inches that I'm giving her, so I'm giving her some length that's there. And then I want to pop some color that's in there, just something a little fun for our summer show. Now, there's a couple of things you want to talk about with this guest right here before you even start, okay? And that's in that consultation. It's the most important thing that you can do before you even start any service with a guest. Talk to him. Don't just let her walk in and be like, hey girl, how you doing? We're getting the same thing. All right girl, let's go. That doesn't work. Have a conversation with her. And that is, we want to talk about the hair cost, how much this hair costs. Can you hold it up for me, Marcus, and show him how much this hair gonna cost? I'm not just getting ready to put some hair in your head. You need to talk about that, right? The next thing is we want to talk about the install cost. Thank you so much, Marcus. You can go ahead and lay it back down. We want to talk about the install cost. How much it's going to cost her to have this put in her head that she's paying me to do it? Yeah? The next thing that I want to talk about is the proper takedown cost, because I can't just put it in and not take it down. That's something we need to always make sure we understand. Hairstylists, don't just give them something and let them go into the world. No, got to talk about how we're going to get this out of their head. If they need to take it out, you know, within the next couple of weeks or next couple of months, whatever the case may be, you want to talk about that. Proper shampoo and maintenance. You don't just put hair in the head and say, go. You got to make sure you maintain it, yeah? Proper hairbrush. She needs to invest into a proper hairbrush that's going to be able to brush that hair. Not the one that she just got from any kind of store, but a proper hairbrush that she can go through and brush that hair properly without tangling the hair or damaging or causing some integrity damage to her hair. And then the refresh cost. How much is going to cost for me to refresh it? Because it's not going to last for the whole 3 months. It's not going to last for the whole 1 year. It's not going to last that long. I need to talk about refresher, okay? And then the time. That's the most important thing. Sweetie, how long you going to be sitting down in this chair? Because you need to be awake and conscious while we're doing this service. I don't need you to, I need you falling off. I need you to wake. I need you present. So with the tape ends, this service is probably going to take about an hour to 3 hours, depending on the density of the guest and how many tapes you're placing into the head at that point. And they're called sandwiches, but normally a person would normally get about 30 sandwiches in their head just to add that length and that volume. Sometimes you may add a little bit more, just depends. All right. So now we want to go into more detail. We want to start showing you how we need to map this out, because you got to have a plan. So here where we're going to start with that plan. You need to understand some different things that you need to set you up for success. The first thing you want to talk about is what type of shampoo to get her set up. I'm going to need a shampoo that's going to make sure that I continue with the strength of her hair. So whatever one that you choose that's going to give her some strength, that's going to give her some repair, that's great. But the next thing you want to add is you want to definitely have a clarifying shampoo, because you want to make sure you pull all of the oils off of the hair before you actually start, because it will affect the actual tape as it adheres to itself. The next thing you want to focus on is if her hair needs a little bit extra love, you only want to spray that extra love from mid-shaft to the ends to support that. Not going to stay on that long, but then we're going to blow dry the hair, and then we're going to smooth out that hair. Now, when we're blow drying and smooth outing that hair, at that point in time, again, remember everything that we're focusing on when we need to have something like a heat protection or something, it's going to stay from that mid-shaft to that end, because you don't want to have anything on that root of the hair that's going to compromise the tape. And then we want to begin with the horseshoe. So Marcus, if you can, please, we're going to go ahead and start giving you what we're going to do to set this hair up for success. So we're going to take some clips out. So here we go. Let's get started, guys, because I know you're waiting. You've been hearing all this information. I know you're waiting. So Marcus is going to help me here. So Marcus, if I can get a comb here. Thank you. So the first thing I want to focus on, guys, is I want to take this horseshoe of a parting that's going to go around her head. It's going to fall back around to the crown area, okay? Around to that crown area. Perfect. And while we're doing that, thank you so much, Marcus. That's what an assistant is for. That's what you are for. That was supposed to be friends for, something like that. Listen, I will break out in a song in a minute. Okay, I will break out in a song in a minute. Now I want to take this and isolate this here at this point. And that's where I'm looking at this pretty much almost like a horseshoe that's up here. If you guys can see, pretty much a horseshoe that we're going into here. And then my next piece that I'm going to go to is from the master art process here. Master art process, I'm going to isolate this. Marcus said I have a clip, thank you. Again, setting you up for success. And then I'm going to move around to the opposite side. Master art process again. Marcus, if you don't mind, I would love a clip, please. Yes. Thank you. And I just want to isolate this hair here. This is the hair that's focusing on the front of her head. And as we talked about it a little bit early in our consultation, in that consultation, I had a discussion with her and letting her know that this hair did not support the density that we needed, okay? And so I wanted to make sure I get more density into this hair. See that amount of hair she got over there? She got a lot. It's a good old ponytail back there, yeah? I want to give her that density and that length that's in the front as well. Cool? All right, so let's go ahead and get set up. When we set this up, we're going to start in the back of the head, which is in the nape area. But we want to make sure that she can be able to have options. We want to have her to be able to turn her hair up, put it in a ponytail, pull her hair back, and you not see those tapes that are in her head. So my first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out some hair around her perimeter just to make sure. I'm going to turn you around now, baby. Thank you so much. just to make sure that if she pulls that hair in a ponytail, that hair and that tape is still going to be covered, okay? So now I believe that that's gonna work. Marcus, if you can go ahead and open up my natural color black that I'm gonna use for this service. So if you wanna go ahead and cut one of those off, yep, and is our darkest color. Thank you. Now, with these tape ends, they come in 50, 150 to 100 grams. And in those grams, I'm gonna show you what those look like with those particular tapes. Some of the things you're gonna need, you will need a rat tail comb when you're working with this. And again, with that rat tail comb, you're gonna need you some clips to make sure you have the great support that's there. And these are those sandwiches that we're looking at, okay? These are those sandwiches that we're looking at. If you could go ahead and take these off, thank you. And we're going to begin. So with us beginning, we have our hair set up properly. If you can get me that rat tail comb after this as well. I'm gonna show you what it looks like to really give you the support you need. And with this rat tail comb, I wanna take one tape, so just give me one tape. One. And with this one tape, guys, it's white on the outside. And with it being white on the outside, I like to take the tape, lay it there, lift up the hair. If I can lift up the hair and see the white tape, which you are, you're gonna see that. But if I lift up that tape and it disappears into the mass of her hair, then I know that when she lifts her hair up, it's gonna disappear into the mass of her hair, okay? So at this point, I gave you a really thin line that's in the back. That's not gonna be enough for me to support that. So since it's not gonna be enough for me to support that, I'm gonna take another section and drop it down. So I always like when I'm training someone to show you what it looks like the wrong way and then show you what it looks like the right way, yeah? So now, as you're looking in the back, it's a little bit more of denseness there. You can't see through her skin, you can't see her neck. Let me have another piece there. Now I wanna take that same piece and let's see if it blends even more. Look at that, it almost disappears into that, yeah? So that's what I'm looking for. I wanna look to see if it's gonna disappear at that point. So when I start looking for that information or looking to see when it disappears, I want to now isolate the hair and begin my service. And so to begin my service, I'm gonna take out one area. And that one area I'm gonna take out. And Marcus, if you have another clip that's down there, that would be great. It can be the big alligator clip down there, that's fine. I don't really care about that. Perfect, thank you. With that alligator clip, if you can hold this. With that alligator clip, I'm just gonna take this particular hair here and isolate that, right? And now you can drop it. Now with tape ends, the technique with it, it is tape to tape. So with it being tape to tape, you do not tape it to the hair and have a huge section that's in the hair. You wanna have a small section, and with that small section, it needs to be the size of the tape. And so I'm taking this horizontal piece that is slightly a little bit moving into a vertical position that's there. The reason why I'm using it as a little bit of a vertical position, it's a couple of ways you can do this. You can place it on the back of your comb like this. Make sure you have all flyaways out of the way. I wanna drop it here. I wanna make sure that it's completely there. Take my finger, roll it over. I'm done. I'm done. It almost disappears into the head, as if you can see. I'm gonna turn her here. If you can zoom in this, you can see it almost disappears into her head, okay? Now, I have my good section. That tape is taped to the tape. If I have any extra hair that's alive or moving in there, I wanna move that out of the way. Why do I wanna move that out of the way? Because remember, I told you, it is tape to tape. And so now I wanna take this next section, I wanna line it up with her hair, and as I line it up with her hair, I wanna lift, I wanna press out any of that air that's between there. And when I do that, I want to make sure that it moves, right? I want to make sure that it moves. The mobility that I need in this is because at this point, I keep wanting to touch her in the back because I keep thinking it's a back right there, so don't let me hit her back there. Okay, not playing. Might get an offense for that. Anyway, I really want to make sure that whenever she's moving her hair, whenever she's putting her hair up, that hair supports and it doesn't pull her hair. It doesn't pull and it feels comfortable for her. And so here's the thing. Always check in with your guests. Does that feel comfortable?
Yes.
Perfect. So you want to hear from your guests if it feels comfortable. If it doesn't feel comfortable, she go, hey, it's pulling a little bit. At that point, you want to readjust. Now, there's a couple of techniques that you can do. And that is that brick lay, where you have some space in between, or that you can do a straight line across, where it's a full line that is going to support that. Now, when I'm doing a full line, the only reason why I would do a full line is if I feel like that she has some what I call ghost whisper hair. And ghost whisper hair means there's that much hair in her head, okay? Want to place here, drop down, next. Place here. Go. I want to ask if is it movement, it's going. You good? Now, I'm not going to ask her on every single one of them if she's good, okay? I'm not. But I want to make sure that you're seeing how we're doing this and how much it's going to bring a great amount of density to our hair that's here. Now, you can do this on your own without having an assistant, or you can do it with an assistant. I like to do it with an assistant because of the fact that it helps me work faster. And for training purposes today, I want to make sure that we are working faster. And then I want to go to the opposite side, to the same side, grabbing here, making sure I have a thin line that's there. As I have that thin line, to the adhesive side, I'm going to grab with here. The reason I'm using the adhesive side here, all right, if you can zoom in, you can see that area that's right there. As you zoom in, you can see where the tape belongs and where I'm actually masking a tape there. Make sure those sandwiches are sandwiched together. If you have any hair that's sitting off, or if they're not evenly or consistently placed together, that tape will grab a little bit of that hair from the other side, and it will be a little painful for her, okay? A little painful. Now, one thing I do love about our guest, Destiny. Destiny has great, beautiful hair. Beautiful hair. But Destiny is one of those young ladies that at home, if she feels like, hey, I don't like my color of my hair, she will go and buy some box hair color hair. Baby, we have fights. She and I, we get to having fights. We get to going off on each other back and forth. I'm like, girl, can you not? Can you not? And so having a great stylist to be able to have that conversation with her and say, no, don't do that. That's what we're supposed to say. Thank you, sir. That's what we're supposed to say. But sometimes, everybody got that client that does that. And if you say you don't, then, And my clients are loyal. They are. They're super loyal. But sometimes you'll have that guest who says, I just can't wait on Dallas. I need it now. I need it now. Oh, there's a mirror right there. Oh my gosh. Did she see me? She did. She did. You know, one thing that every salon in the world has in common, a mirror. And so I always tell my students when I'm working with them is that you're always on stage. And with being that you're always on stage, even though your guest that you're working with may not be paying attention to you because she's seen you perform 1 billion times, somebody else in that salon is watching you. So at all times, you want to make sure that you are giving your best performance. Always. Always. I'm going to step a little to the side. I hope you guys grab this for a second. Just step to the side here. Drop it here. Again, I'm making sure that she is connected. Are we okay? You feeling all right? You feeling okay? Perfect. I love that the studio light that we have, it's even helping me a little bit more to be able to see exactly where I want to place these tapes. And if you also notice, I'm leaving just a little bit of space in between, so I'm not really doing a full strap there. I'm leaving a little bit of space in between because, again, I want to give that dimensional look as I'm going. As I get to the side here, I feel like that this side, as I'm going up, is getting a little in the space. So now at this point, this is something you can do. Marcus, I'm going to use this, but I want this to be cut in half. So can we, don't remove that tape off that one yet? Mm-hmm. So what you would do is, hold my comb, thank you. What you would do is, while the hair is still in this tape, you want to cut it and slice it in half. So I'm just slicing it in half. But you would do it while it's still in the tape and where the adhesive is not off. There you go. Thank you. Hold this one. And if you're doing that, it helps you from having a mess and it sticking to your hand, okay? So I'm gonna grab that little small section that's right there. Once I grab that small section, now as a person, as I said, once you get proficient in this is when you can start doing that, where you can just drop a tape here and there. But if you're not too proficient in it, cut it while it's still in the tape, the protective adhesive on top of that, okay? Now, there are my sections that I got here. As you can see, we're just moving through this hair, okay? Moving through this hair. She already has density, so I'm not trying to increase a whole lot of density. I'm actually now going to, I'm moving up towards the parietal ridge and up to the areas that are in her high occipital. And so as we start moving into that, I want to start adding color. And so as I told you before, we're going to add some color into this. And so to add color, I'm going to take still her natural dark, that natural black that we have of our private label extensions, and then I'm going to take the light color and I'm going to place that on the bottom. So I'm going to do the light color on the bottom, and then on top I'm going to place the natural black on top of that, just to give me that dimension of color that I would need, just to, you know, pop up some hair. As I was saying, if you can get a little closer in here and you can see, this is where I put my knee there. Ha. This is where Miss Young Lady will color her hair, and she will put a little color in it so you could see a hue of her color that she put in there already. It's okay, it's fine, we're good. We're just gonna make this work for us, okay? Yes. So the first one I'm gonna do, and she's laughing because she knows we have these conversations all the time. And it's like, girl, could you not just wait for me? She's like, but Dallas, I was bored.
Yeah.
Exactly, that's why you're agreeing, yes. So now I'm gonna take the lighter piece here and look at that lighter piece that we have there, right? Anytime you're gonna be doing dimensional color, I always say, stay within the first 3 levels of color. Stay within the first 3 levels of color. The reason why I want you to stay within the first 3 levels of color is because it makes for a better color for you. But today, I wanted to give a little bit more of a brighter color because we wanted to be a little fun. We wanted to have some fun here. And so for class, I wanted you to have a little bit more of a brighter look so you can see that color. Again, moving up further. There's where that bright color there just drops in. Girl, I didn't learn it now. I can just take my knee and move it now, right now. Huh? So we're going to take that, and see, I didn't saturate this or smooth out this completely or move out all of the air. So that's one thing you want to make sure when you are lifting up and moving. It's also to give you the sign that, hey, 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 did I make it stick together? Did I make it stick together? You know? Yeah. So she's good and stuck now. Yeah? Look at that. Look at how those pieces are just popping through there. So beautiful. So beautiful. And so I want to go through again. Again. Leaving a little bit of a space between the two. Because again, I'm not looking for full straps. I'm just looking for some straps that's going to be, you know, give her some length, give her some color. Place in. Try your best to keep your fingers off of the adhesive because again, you don't want to take off any of that adhesive. You want to make sure that you do not destroy the integrity of that adhesive. Yeah? Look at that, beautiful. Making sure that they are really, really stuck in there. Want to grab another section. Again, it's so easy. One of the things that I told you guys as we were talking about it at first is that I said, make sure that the guest has either straight hair, wavy hair, or curly hair. I'm ready? And with that is because as she's blow drying her hair, because this service can last up to 3 months. As the hair grows, you're gonna have to release the tapes, remove the adhesive, add another adhesive tape to it, because you don't have to buy the hair again. This hair is gonna last you for about, I always say about 10 months, but you can remove the adhesive, add a new adhesive tape on top of that. Once you add that new adhesive tape on top of that, you can reapply. And that's the course of you talking to your guest saying, hey, now when you come back in 2 months, this is what we need to do in 2 months. Okay, babe. Again, making sure that you have a small section that's there. I always say that you should be able to read a newspaper through this section, especially when you're doing like foiling or something of that nature. Be able to read a newspaper through it, okay? You can, again, use your rat tail comb, or you cannot use your rat tail comb. A lot of people advise against it because, again, you don't want to disturb or put anything on top of the adhesive and to cause it to be, you know, lose its holding power. Totally get it. With private label extensions, tape-ins, I'm good. I've done these many times. I'm good, okay? So I will be able to use it on with my foiling comb. Okay? Look at that, just beautiful popping in there. Now, as I'm getting higher into that area, I'm gonna now take the dark and I'm gonna put the light on top, okay? Perfect. Also having a wonderful assistant like Marcus is that they're able to listen to you, hear what you're doing, know what you're doing, understand your plan. And if they can follow your plan, that's a perfect assistant. Baby, pay your assistant well. I don't pay him. He's my child, so I'm not paying him. He eat enough at my house, okay? Many times he park his feet at my house trying to eat at my house. Can I get a salmon burger this weekend, Dallas? Bruh, do I gotta cook all the time? Yes, I can cook. Yes, this right here, y'all see that body right there? Oh yeah, I can fricassee. I can fricassee. Now, I'm also kind of funny about who I'm letting come to my house also, because, you know, they know, they'll tell you. There ain't too many people I let come to my house. Don't play that. All right. But what I meant by him being an amazing assistant, look at that, I just pulled that thing right out of there. I pulled it right out. You can have this, and I love seeing this, right? Don't be afraid of this if this happens. People, oh gosh, let's talk about that for a second. Let's hold this to the side. One of the things that, you know, when stylists get in a building or when stylists get into a salon, they're like, oh, I don't want you to see me have mistakes. You can have mistakes. You can have errors. You can have things that happen, right? Things that happen are, Marcus, it was actually, I had 2 of those. That's what that was.
It was 2 of them?
Yeah, it was 2 of them. But give me another light one.
So thin.
I know, it was so thin. It was 2. My bad. See? There's 2 techniques you can do. You can do the bottom to top or the top to bottom. Now this is gonna sound real funny. I'm a bottom guy, okay? When we were talking about that coming into the car, coming up here earlier, we were having that conversation and we kind of looked at each other like, okay, that's a little bit more, you know, too much information. TMI, I don't need to know that. But yeah, I like to put my bottom on first and then go in and put the top on. No point intended, okay? Let's go with the black. Thank you, sir. Again, that adhesive, making sure that adhesive is right, making sure it's there. Drop here. Also, Marcus, go with the, let's go with the next color. which is the chocolate. Also, what you want to have too, guys, is if you have a piece of hair or some hair that's, you know, not really wanting to seal, you also want to invest in getting some additional tape. While you're doing that, I do need a black also. You want to invest in adding additional tape. And additional tape, the reason why I'm asking you to grab an additional tape is because you want to make sure that if something like this happens and you've already allowed your piece to come off at that point, if you've allowed your piece to come off at that point, you want to have an additional tape that you can add the new tape to. And so anytime you're having a product, and that product that you have, I'm gonna do a light chocolate again on this one as well. I like this. This color looks really good. Anytime you have that, if you have an additional tape, if you have one that, you know, it just didn't stick too well, or if it just didn't adhere too well, or you put your finger on it too much, you want to be able to take a moment after you've gone through it, know where your spot has been, go back, remove that adhesive, and add that new tape that's on there. It takes you just a few seconds for you to be able to do that, okay? Just a few seconds. Put that on the side and the back, because that's a one that we're going to retape. So you can put that in there. All right. So again, yeah, that's one of the things you want to focus on. If it is going to be a service that is, you know, can I retape this? How do I retape this? That's a conversation you want to have with your guests also. How would you retape this? When is the best time for you to retape this? Perfect. And I need a black. Thank you. This is our natural black. And our chocolate that we're mixing into this. So now I have my panels of color that I feel like this is, you know, exactly how I want to really see that panel of color that's going in there. And so just to show it to you, I've got these two pieces, this bright panel that's going right down the middle that's right there, looking really, really sexy and amazing, yeah? At this point, some of your thickest pieces of your hair lives right into that crown, top of that occipital area that's right there. I'm gonna drop that, okay? I'm gonna drop that and move right into the top of this, because I don't really need any more hair that's in there. Because one other thing that I want to make sure you guys understand is that when you're adding this tape in or adding these tape ins into someone's head, and Marcus, I'm gonna take a black at this point. When you're adding that tape into someone, if she's taking a shower, you gotta keep in mind that shower, when that water hits it, it feels great and light now. But when that water hits it, it's gonna get heavy. And so while she's in that shower, and Destiny can tell you that as well. She can attest to that. I've put some hair in her, and I've had her all the way down here. And while she's at the, you know, at the salon, and it's like, oh, I'm amazing, I look great, and she's taking pictures. I need another black. She's taking pictures, and while she's taking pictures, you know, she's like, my selfie, I'm doing great.
Blow dry.
Blow dry and style and shampoo in the shower. She's like, I hate Dallas. Yeah? I hate him. He put all this foolishness in my head. Oh no, she was at the club the other day and she was on fire the other day. But when she had to shampoo that hair in 2-3 days, she's like, you know, oh my God, I hate him. Or a week, or, you know, 2 weeks, or whatever, however it is. When you're doing it. Now you have guests who will say, I'm coming back to you. And when I'm coming back to you, because I can't handle all this. I can't handle all this. You have guests that do that. But you have that guest who she's going to shampoo in that shower. So you have to keep in mind you have that conversation with her. You have to be talking to her and saying, hey, when you get in that shower, honey, she's going to be a little heavy. Another black. She's going to be a little heavy. And once we have that, I'm going to do another that's here. And once we have more and more that's there, child, I'm telling you, you put me on a video, I'm gonna talk to you. I'm gonna tell you some stories. I'm gonna tell you some things. My students always would go, Mr. Dallas, here you go with them stories again. They are the truth though. It really happened. You know, I ain't lying. It really happened. But I'm going to make sure that I'm going to give you a little bit of information. Another black. I'm going to give you a little bit of information so you not only get knowledge of learning how to do something, I'm going to turn around and show you or tell you some of the foolishness that happened in my life when I was either a child. I still am. I'm only 29. Okay, I needed to make sure nobody in here was laughing, okay? Try me. Anyway, there is that color that we added in. Now, what I told you is we was gonna start supporting that side. And so as we support that side, I'm gonna come over onto this side. And so that you guys can actually see this. And I'm gonna touch back at you for a little second, right? And so as I touch back at you, I'm gonna drop over here. I'm gonna come on this side. I'm just gonna show off a little bit here where I'm gonna say, this is where the support I need, because look at that length that we have here, and look at that no length that we have here. So I'm gonna take right around that perimeter area, and we wanna still focus on the fact that she wants to pull up that hair. And if she wants to pull that hair up, we don't want it too thin on the side that's over here. We don't want it too thin at all, okay? So I'm gonna take that section here. I'm gonna take a dark. Thank you, sir. Remember taking small sections where you can read a newspaper through it. I'm gonna take a dark. Drop this dark that's here. Also keep in mind, what do you have on the side of your ear or on the side of your head? An ear. And so you don't want to put that tape too close to that ear because it will rub on her ear and it will be uncomfortable for her. Uncomfortable. Again, finding reasons why your guest would go, I hate Dallas. That is a reason why. Is that you dropping that piece on top of her ear, and every time she does that, it rubs against the ear. Yeah, it's going, what they call it, chafed or whatever it is. Yeah, we don't want that. All right, I want to now not bring it too far to her hairline, as you can see. Not too far to her hairline. Because I still want her to be able to take that hair and pull it back. I want to take that dark. I can read through this. Sometimes I have to make sure because, you know, Marcus will give it to me and I don't know if it's the adhesive side or not the adhesive side. I'm like, oh, Lord, what I got? And see right here, I put it too far over to the side because I couldn't see. So look at that. There's that glue, that glue. There she is. Hi, how are you? Yes. Good day. Thanks. My name is Hair. All right, Marcus, I'm gonna drop another pieces right here, guys. And after I drop this pieces here, I wanna take a little bit of that color, Marcus. So let's take a little piece of the color to make sure those pieces match up. So I'm gonna put that color on the bottom. I'm gonna take that chestnut. Yeah. Yeah. Marcus already has stuff out for me too, y'all. Already.
Trying to keep up.
You trying to keep up?
You're going so fast.
Am I? Am I going too fast?
No, you're fine.
Sorry. See? Marcus just told me I'm going too fast. You're going too fast, sir. Slow it down. Okay, I want to see that color that's popping right there. It's popped. I do need a dark. Oh, look at him. He already got it out. That's when that song, Can You Keep Up, Baby Boy? Y'all, this happens every day with me. It does, and it's all day long. And my neighbors in my complex where I am, they hate me, okay? And I live in Buckhead in a you know, nice little mid-rise, but anyway, don't nobody try to come and find me, okay? But anyway, my neighbors, oh my goodness, I won't even call out their names because I got ready to call their names. They're like, you know, oh my God, hi Dallas, how are you? When you're walking the dogs and stuff, but then in the morning time, when I turn on my morning at 5:30, jump up out of my bed, I'm already with my, can you keep up, baby boy? I mean, I'm turned, 100, turned. And so, or is that what the young folk call it? Or lit, litty, lit. And so I'm up and I'm twerking. Hold that right for a second. I'm twerking, I'm bouncing, I'm cooking. I haven't even had my coffee yet, and I'm already, I'm already doing it. And so, yeah, my neighbors are like, yes, we really like him, but we really hate him because he's just too much energy for us. My students, when I walk into the school, they're like, can you just calm down? All right, aren't they like, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. Can you calm down, sir? I'm like, no, I can't. How are you feeling?
Great.
Perfect. All right, we are moving and we're moving. I'm gonna grab another piece that's right here. I wanna do another black that's right there with a little bit of that natural black, and then we're gonna have that chestnut that's gonna go in there. Yeah?
Okay.
Perfect. Again, I want to make sure I'm supporting the weight. I want to make sure that I can see exactly where I'm placing that tape in that's there. I got that beautiful color that's laying there, okay? Now you see, guys, that I have now added that to the side of her hair. Look at that, look at that. Look how pretty that has added to her, where we're taking that length that's there. Yeah? Mark is like, that's pretty. Thank you, I appreciate it. And so now I'm gonna turn her around to the side here, and I'm gonna work from this side again also, and grab this side pieces that are there. I'm going to bring these here. Marcus, I'm gonna take again, as we started, that black that's right there.
Black.
Remember, we are taking it a little bit away from that hairline so she can have some opportunities to pull that hair back and you not really see it at that point. Now, I'm not saying it should be where you can't see any of it, which you shouldn't be able to, but I am saying is that I don't want her to ignore the fact that it's there, because she has to remember she does have hair and it's heavy, you're gonna feel it. But I still want her also to, hold it for me just for a second. I still want her also to have, you know, an ease about this and enjoy this hairdo, enjoy the extensions that are in her head. As I explained to you before, a tape-in normally lasts about 3 months in that. But the hair itself, I do need a light color. Actually, give me a black, give me a black. The service is gonna last about 3 months, but the actual hair itself is about a 10-month process. I always say 10 months to be on the safe side, 8 to 10 to be on the safe side, because you also got to remember you have to take proper care of this as well. Now, losing tapes, does that happen? Yes, it happens. It happens. You want to have that conversation with your guests. You don't want your guests believing, oh, once you put it in the head, it's done. It is, and it should be. But if you do happen to lose tapes, let's also make sure that you let her know. I need a dark. You let her know, hey, guess what? If you lose that, run back into the salon. I'll be able to replace that for you real quick, okay? It's easier for me to tell her I'm gonna replace it and replace it for free for that one couple, because guess who messed up? Or it's not even a mess up, but guess what? You just got a lot of money for this service. Light, I would take a chestnut. I don't want that light, I want a chestnut. Yep, okay, perfect. You messed up. Or, let me take it back, not messed up. The tape or adhesive that you had, it just probably wasn't enough to support the hairdo. And if it wasn't enough to support the hairdo, right, then now it's up for you to re-add another one in there. It's only gonna take you a few moments just to add another one into her head. why would I go, yeah, it's gonna be another $40, $80, $60, $70? No, I want this customer for life. For life. All right, I dropped that piece that's right there. I'm gonna add another dark and another light that's right there, right? Guys, I know you can see this light that's really just popping right in here. Incredible. And Marcus, this is pretty much gonna be the last couple of pieces I'm gonna add in here. Okay. Marcus don't play, baby. When I tell you Marcus had all my hair pulled out at that point in time, he's ready. Ready. Like, here you go, Dow.
Try to keep up.
Try to keep up. I need a light. I want to put another piece of light that's right here to support that. Yes, look at that. That's that, what's that girl child name that she got the famous TikTok? I'm not even gonna call. I don't like calling out names, I really don't. I don't like giving people extra stuff, but I will do your thing. But this, I will mention them. But there's this one artist and she's from, Texas, and I love her so much right now because I love how she has that old raspy, when she does that one, And she got on with the other queen, the bee herself, and baby, I love her. She's one of my faves right now, okay? Because she's a roughneck. All right, I'm gonna take one more, Marcus, and then that would be it. I'm gonna take the black. Okay. Natural. Perfect. How are you feeling, Destiny? Perfect. I feel good. Da-na-na-na-na-na. I knew that I would. Da-na-na-na-na-na. I feel. Let me stop because somebody might try to get some credits for that. Cut that. They might try to sue me for that right there. You were singing my song. Right, I ain't got time. I'm not here for that. All right, I want to move this little piece that's out of here because I don't want this to be any way uncomfortable. Yeah? Oh, you wanted to give me a good old light one, didn't you? Well, I was going to go with just the dark, sir, but you trying to make sure she has some good old bright lights on the side of her head. Bright lights. Bright lights. All right, then. Sometimes Marcus tries to make me do what he wants me to do on the head, when I'm not really trying to do that. Marcus, I'm actually done with that. Okay. At this point, Marcus, if you want to go ahead and plug up for me. And so, guys, I'm going to drop this here. Not that. Sanitize. And as you can see, as I bring her and turn her to the side, there I go, reaching out, trying to touch her behind. Bring her here. I have brought more hair to the front of her head. Right, to support that. And that more hair that I did to support that, I've given her that density that we were looking for. Now I'm gonna take also a texture or thinning shear at that point. And when I take that texture or thinning shear at that point, I'm gonna focus on only grabbing her extensions and just really soften the ends of her extensions, right? When I say soften the ends of her extensions, I'm only making them a little softer because I want you to believe it. I want you to go, oh, that's hers. She's one got some highlights. That's hers. So I'm just softening it up a little bit with some texture, right? I'm gonna grab the other side, do the other side. I love how this color is just popping here. I love it. Just softening it at the ends there. Softening the hair. Again, we want it to look believable. We want people to believe it. That's my hair. It is now, yeah? And then I'm gonna bring her around and let you see that massive. So you look at that color that we just added into this. And then I wanna take that and I just want to soften the ends in the back here just as well. For learning purposes, I'm standing to the side a little bit, just for learning purposes. Again, making it a little bit more believable that she's weavable but believable. Yeah? I remember I do have a clip that's in the back of her head supporting that hair. I want to take that out. And now, I need the white one also, please.
Okay.
If you can go ahead and plug that up. And you can remove the hair also, Marcus, from
Hair? Okay.
from the table. Here, real quickly, I want to finalize this look for you. We've done this in about an hour. Now, I did a whole lot of talking and a whole lot of training at the same time. I did. I did. But for you in the salon, it may take you 15 minutes, if that much, to really get the look that you're going for. It may take you that in the install. Now, that doesn't mean that you, on the other hand, charge any less because it took you 15 minutes. It's still the same price point. Just to give you an idea of what that price point would be is, and I'll let you do the math on this on your own because I'm not a mathematician, I'm a hairtician, beautician, all of that, yeah? Is that there are about 30 sandwiches that you put on someone. The average is about 30 sandwiches you put on someone. With those sandwiches, that's a 2 that you added together. With the 2 that you add together, that price point would be per sandwich anywhere from $5 to $10 per sandwich. So at $5 to $10 per sandwich, I'll let you do the math. If she has 30 sandwiches in her head, can you count? Okay, because I can a little bit, and I know you can too. That's about $300 for just the sandwiches applied to the head. You also have to remember you got some styling that you got going on in there. You also have to remember that you've got some cutting that you may want to add into that. You also have to remember that you have some blowouts that you have to add into that. It's multiple things you want to add there. And so I want to make sure that I'm getting the best service from that. And then also, she's got to pay for that hair. Now, one thing I tell people, and some people disagree with me on this and some people agree with me. I try my best not to make any extra money on the hair itself, okay? I don't want to charge you for the hair itself. I'm not going to try to make a grip off of you of that. That's not my focus. What I'm going to make my money from is for me to be professional and for me to give you a professional service that's going to last. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you a professional service that's going to last. So my sandwiches may be, you know, $10. My sandwiches may be $20 per sandwich. Just depends. Just depends. Then you have your retouch that you want to focus on. This is something that's really, really simple and easy. As you notice, I'm just taking my smoothing iron, just running it down the top of it because I want to support that massiveness that's in her head. I want that. I want that density. I want her to have that, okay? You already see that tool I'm using on the head. I'm not going to call it out, but you already know who I am. So if you know who I am and you know what I do, you know what tool I'm using. Right. Yes, it is a Paul Mitchell Express Ion Smooth Plus. So it is a Paul Mitchell tool because I am a national educator for John Paul Mitchell Systems and an educator for Paul Mitchell the Schools. So great, now I have that look that I wanted where I really wanted to get that smoothness that was in the top of her head. Marcus, I'm actually going to use now the white wand.
Okay.
And again, I don't want it to take away any of that massiveness is there. Go ahead and take this. Bon burn me. Love him. But he will light me up if you have to. Okay? And then I just want to take this and add just a little bit of, you know, heat that's to this area that's right here, right? I do need a heat protector as well, okay? Yep. On my heat protector that I want to use something that's going to protect the hair, support the hair. Again, y'all already know who I am. So you already know what I'm going to use on her. I've already had her set up for success before, but I'm also making sure that I'm taking care of these extensions as well, okay? With me taking care of these extensions as well, people sometimes think when you have an extension, they're just letting you know it's called hot off the press. When you have an extension, they think, oh, I don't have to do anything to it. No, no, you do. No, you have to protect it. No, you keep it. That's what you do. That's what we do. Yeah? Simple as that. And I just want to take this and just add a little bit of texture to it. That's all. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I don't want a lot. Just a little bit. I want to give her a little bit of fun that's here. Just a little bit. I always say that look when you're trying to make, you know, add extensions to someone's head. I always say that the best look is that look like she just got up and it doesn't look like she went to the salon. It looks like it's hers. Having that fixed look sometimes looks just really, really fixed all the time. But giving her that like, hey, I'm just got off of TMZ and whoever that show, whatever it is, and this is just what I look like. That looks so much better for me. I just think it looks more lived in, it looks more organic. Nothing against those ones and hairstylists in the industry who could make that hair look like, okay, like a transformer hair. I love it. Nothing against that. Just saying for me and some of my guests and their preferences are more organic, more lived in, more, you know, oh, I just got up, my hair looks like this. When it doesn't. Okay, it doesn't. Because I've seen some of my clients when they get up, they look a mess. Ooh, child, I hope none of my clients is watching this. They be like, Dallas just said I look a mess. Actually, you know what? They know my mouth, so never mind. You don't have to scratch that, okay? They know my mouth. Never mind. We good. We good. I'm going to use a light hairspray from this also. Yeah. Super Clean is what I'm going to use as a light hairspray. Again, it's something that's more organic, something that's a little bit more fun, something that's going to give me a little bit of memory, because I do want to have that. Here's some memory. I'm just moving through the head, making sure that we have a nice, little lived in kind of fullness that we got going on here. I love how the Bronner Brothers blue just illuminates that's in here, baby. It just illuminates, and it illuminates in the black hair. And I'm like, oh, that's so cute, okay? Marcus.
Yes.
Real quick question. See, here's that one that is that extra one that I had in there. I knew it was two of them that were in here, and it's one that's in here that's two. I'm going to pull it out for you in just a second.
Okay.
Yeah?
Black iron?
No, I don't need that. I just need the hairspray. But I'm going to tell you and show you where I pull this out for a second.
Okay.
Okay. And take this. And guys, we're almost touched up and almost done. And I'm not going to pull her off with the cake. I just kind of want to show you what that's going to look like here with this. I feel like I'm in competition. When you're in competition, you have to make sure you're watching the clock, and it's like, I gotta go, I gotta get it finished. Yeah, that's what I feel like I'm doing right now. All right, guys, we are almost done with that. And nice little tussle that we're gonna give. And a nice little hairspray that we're gonna give. And I keep looking for that back of that chair. I keep looking for it. I do. I keep looking for it. Here we go. More tousled. More fun. A little organic. Looks like she kind of did it herself when she didn't. And then if I can just take a little bit of that hairspray and a little bit of that shine. All right. I still need that black one that's right here. Just 1 second. And is that my finished spray, the Neuro?
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. And then we're gonna let Destiny look at herself in just a second. And then, as you can notice, again, here, she's got this hair. I'm gonna pull this one piece, because this is, I wanna show you this too. This is that one piece that I left sitting in here, because I had 2 pieces that were in here. And there it is, I took it out. There you go, sir.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Right, this is where she started doing them pictures and going, hey, look at this. This is what I got going on. Look at this, all right? And so she has that massiveness. She has that fun. It looks like it's hers. And we added color to it, and wonderful. This is that wonderful look. Doing a little shine to it. And what do you guys think? Boom, 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 boom. And that's it, guys. This is your class that we have, a class that gave you tape-ins, that showed you how we can add these tape-ins, how quickly we can do them, and how we can add them onto her and do a quick little style for her. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Destiny, for allowing us to do this for you. Thank you, Marcus. Right? Thank you, Bronner Brothers. So amazing. We appreciate you. And thank you for Private Label Extensions, us, me, ha, making this happen. All right. Bye, guys.